Hey Heat fans, welcome back to another edition of Wednesdays with Ward. We are in the office of Heat head coach Troy G. Ward, and Troy, you haven't spent too much time in here recently due to the fact the team was on a 2-week, 6-game road trip, and start off the show by just asking about the road trip. The first week of games didn't go all that well for you, but I thought you guys responded nicely in the second week, especially against the series against Grand Rapids.
Yeah, thanks. It was kind of like two separate road trips. We went to Texas for 3, and then we kind of went to the Midwest for 3, and a little bit, obviously, a trek over to Grand Rapids. But games were spread out, as you know. We started a little bit slow in Texas. We went 0-2 in our first 2 in San Antonio and Texas, and then I thought we had a win that set up kind of the rest of the trip, to be honest with you. The overtime win against San Antonio on that Saturday night put us in a position to have some confidence going into Wednesday's 11 a.m. game in Rockford, and we kind of weathered that storm there. Won again in overtime, ironically, and then I thought we had a good finish and 2 really good games in Grand Rapids. So overall, 3-3, tough road trip, but not too bad.
And with regards to the last game in Grand Rapids on the Saturday, you guys pull out the 3-2 win against the first-place Grand Rapids Griffins. Is it safe to say that that was not only the most complete game of the road trip, but in 2014?
Yeah, I would say so, for sure. I thought we had some good games against Oak City. They're not really 2014, but they're kind of that post-Christmas time. I thought we played well there, but I thought for sure the Saturday game in Grand Rapids might have been, for our players, one of their more complete games against a really good opponent. Like, we haven't had that type of game against a Texas yet, who I find, one of the better teams, if not the best team in the West. So, it was good for our guys to feel that and know that this is where we stand at this particular time in the year and where we've got to go from here.
And just off the ice, if you can, comment on the trip as a whole. It started off well. The guys were treated to staying in 1 week in San Antonio on the Riverwalk. A week later, spent a few days in your town of Madison, Wisconsin. Quick day trip to Rockford for a game, and then it was off to Grand Rapids and spent some time there for a couple days in what was a nice city as well.
Yeah, anytime you were very fortunate to live here in Abbotsford. It's obviously a beautiful day outside today. It's, for a lot of guys that are from the States, it's like in the 50s. A lot of people back in the Midwest are below 0 right now. So it's obviously a good weather here in a lot of ways. But I thought Texas was good because you get the sun. You get a feel for some sun and some heat, and gave us some energy, especially post-Christmas. And then, went to the Midwest, and we missed the cold spell there by about a week. So it worked out really well, and we got out of there before it hit again. So, the Madison trip was really good because we really hadn't had a night where the guys could go out and have their rookie dinner and have a nice steak dinner and do some things like that, do their skits and things. And they got that done, and that was really important. And probably one of the more important things that you actually do during the season is have a bonding time, and I thought that Madison part was good.
And in Grand Rapids, you received some news about 2 players that didn't turn out so good. And 2 guys that were actually roommates here in Abbotsford, but no longer will be anymore. Talking about Michael Ferland and Steve Bejan. Starting with Ferland, this is a guy that was really coming into his own before he suffered that freak accident in practice, and unfortunately got some bad news recently that he's expected to miss the balance of the season due to a knee surgery.
Yeah, it was tough. Michael was a good player for us. Obviously, I thought him and Paulie Byron and Blair Jones, when they were all here, they had, Paulie's not big, but hard and big in stature the way he plays, but they gave us speed, they gave us some size, they gave us some grittiness, and we've missed that this post-second half a little bit. We've missed that in our game a little bit. So tough break for Michael Ferland, and obviously, the Steve Bejan situation. You just were hopeful all year that this would turn and something would happen, and you're paying a veteran guy to come in here and help the kids, and anybody with his experience, and especially his hard work and his character and the way he handles himself. You wanted him to be a part of our team. So, we lost out in that situation. I guess the landlord lost out in that situation in town here. Unfortunately, those are the 2 people that lost the most. Like, they lost their renters. So, and we lost 2 good players, and it was disappointing, but that's part of our business.
So you guys are home now from the lengthy road trip, and you're going to start a nice little 8-game homestand here at the AESC. Just how excited are the guys, you think, to get back on track here at home and play in front of the fans?
Well, they are excited. It's good to be home. It's a place it's difficult to call home. It's ironic that we're here, but it seems like our trips, when I've been here for 4 years, are so long. You're not sure if this is home or just another road trip at times, just the way the year works out and how much time we spend on the road. But in general, it's good to be back here. I think the guys are getting refreshed, kind of getting back in, especially I think it's so critical with their families and girlfriends and wives and just everything like that. It's an important part of these guys being successful that they feel close to their loved ones. So I like that part of it. Now we need to have a good homestand. We got some good teams coming in here though, and but that's the way you'd like it anyway. If we're going to find a way to make the playoffs or be one of the better teams, let's play the best teams. And so we'll look forward to Utica this weekend.
And speaking of Utica, in the season series, you guys won the first 2 games, but since they've won the last 4, they kind of have your number these past 4 games. And I heard you talking earlier today that there's been some matchup issues when facing the Comets.
Yeah, we've had, they've got some veterans over there. We don't have a lot of veterans. We've got Dean Arsena is really our only veteran right now, although now Smith is down from the NHL, so he's a vet. But in general, we haven't matched up well, I think, in just maturity and age against this team. We beat them early in Utica in a game when it kind of turned our season around. We had pulled Rito Berra, and Orts went in and he got the win. We came back and won, and then we won the next game, and that kind of got us on a 9-game streak. So we were kind of on the upswing at that particular time. And the last 2 times we played them, I haven't found us very healthy, and I haven't found our energy very good. So it has been a poor matchup, and we're not as experienced as their team. So, now we're a little bit in a different position right now. We're maybe not as healthy as we want to be with the certain bodies, but I think they're in the same boat. It's another measuring stick, and the only way to change this is to get after it and play our best hockey, and that's what we have to do.
And finally, Troy, just for the fans, whether they be Heat fans or Canucks fans, usually get a pretty good turnout of fans when the Canucks affiliate roll into Abbotsford. What exactly can the fans expect when the puck drops Friday and Saturday?
Well, round 2. I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to have, according to everybody in the media?
This is round 7 and 8. You still have 4 more with these guys after this weekend.
Well, round 2 in terms of what happened last week downtown. So, no, it should be a good series. They're a team that's got a lot of pride. Their coaches got a lot of pride, and they want to continue to climb in the standings. We need to continue to put ourselves in a position to be successful. Both teams are going for the same thing. And like I told, Dan Kinvig earlier today, it's professional hockey. All these guys are pros. They're here for a reason, and it's competitive no matter if you're playing first or last place team. Anybody can beat anybody. We realize that. So we're ready to play, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play, and it'll be a good series.
Appreciate the time, Troy. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks.